Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly edition of Timeout Talks, which is brought to you by Chase and Thrills Custom T-shirts and accessories, and is also sponsored by the Ice Shaker. As always, want to welcome all of our viewers in here, and we're also sponsored by Make It Mac. I thought that went out there as well. You guys can visit www.iceshaker.com for your ice shakers, www.chaseandthrills.com, and on Amazon, Timeout Talks, all caps. Timeout Talks with Ben and Josh, for some apparel. You can get easier on Amazon. And yeah, we're back. We're running. It kind of feels like it's been a long week. Like, I feel like I haven't been on the show in a while, Ben. Like, it's been a while since we've been here. But we've had a lot happen. In this show.
That's what it's, Josh. That's what it is, Josh. A lot's happened.
A lot's happened. It's just, it feels like we haven't been here in forever, but yeah, too much has happened within the sports world. Bruins going through some controversies. We'll get to them later, as well as the Celtics. Kind of a mixed segment for both teams. How good are these teams? How far do we see them going? Both teams off to a hard start as well. We've got a little bit of NFL Week 9 recap. Your Patriots are on a bye week this week, so it's our Steelers and Cowboys. My Cowboys, Ben's Steelers are back this week. We'll get you some predictions later in the show, as long as locks, upsets, the whole shebang. We're going to also get to the World Series. We'll kick it off with that. So we've got a pretty jam-packed show today. I just want to quickly start off by saying, as Ben mentioned to me in the pre-show, I was right. I knew the Houston Astros were going to win. I do want to say one thing, though. I was getting a little worried. The Phillies had taken a couple games, and it was just a weird series. Like, the Astros would take a game, the Phillies would take a game, and it would just be like in complete domination. Like, it'd be 6-0, 5-0. The Astros had the complete no-hitter. Then the Phillies win a game. It's like, it was all over the place. Shout out to the Astros, first and foremost. They're dominant dynasty, or at least pretty close to it. They moved on. I know we talked about this in one of the previous episodes, Ben, but they move on from guys like Correa, George Springer. They're rolling out Justin Verlander, who's pushing the age of 40. It's really impressive what they've been able to do in their farm system as well. Look at Jeremy Pena. Shout out to him. Played at Providence, a local kid. He won the MVP. Overall, Ben, sad to see baseball seasons come to an end, but the Houston Astros did it in 6, and I definitely want to say the Phillies, give them as much of credit as I can. They were one of those, unique playoff teams that kind of get hot out of nowhere, and the bats got hot, but they just weren't hot enough, and shout out to the Astros in 6.
Yeah, Josh already had it right there, too. Got to give a little credit to Josh, credit where it's due. He predicted that, and I had Astros in 5. It was a little scary right there. I thought I was going to get my prediction, but Phillies made an interesting series. I was telling Josh, pre-show too. I mean, the Phillies just need to win it in Philadelphia. They weren't going to be able to take it into Houston, so I kind of checked out the World Series after. Listen, Astros took it in Philly. They're not going to Houston and losing that. Just after that, just dominant performance. Mentioned Verlander got his first World Series victory. It's crazy that you can think about how many, go dating back to all those Tigers years. He didn't win one back then, and even in sort of this beginning run for the Astros, he didn't even win a game when they got their World Series victory the first time. So finally got it around this time. Good for them. I was one of the people that not yelling at the Astros. I know a lot of people wanted to see the Yankees maybe take it over, obviously Josh, but some of the Red Sox fans maybe wanted to see the Yankees calling the Astros a cheater. I'm not on that. I'm not on that side. I think the Astros are decent. We get them for the cheating, but we've done our fair share of cheating too, so we got to remember that. But definitely not thrilled the Astros won. Would have loved to see the Phillies do it. Josh was mentioning too. It's just a great little story. Team getting hot in the postseason. They had awful odds. I think halfway through the season, pretty crazy odds if you throw some money on there at that point. So that just showed you how far back they were. But kudos to them for that run. And hopefully the Red Sox can get there, Josh. I know you probably slip a Yankees comment in there, but hopefully, we can get back to some of these points where we're seeing the Astros and Phillies teams at, because I'd like to see the Red Sox sort of get at that point. But hey, hopefully get Christian Vasquez back, maybe. That's just a random thought, but I just want to throw that out there, just sort of for the Red Sox. Maybe you got that ring with the Astros, got another one. Why don't you come back to Boston?
I like it. I like it. Just want to get to a couple other comments here. We got Cam coming in, so happy for Dusty. I am as well. He's got the nickname Dusty because he was always playing in the dirt. Huge baseball guy. I didn't know that. I know that's like the most like simplest way to explain why he has the name, but I think it just goes to show how much he's been invested into baseball, even as a young kid. They said. So I agree. I've always been happy for him. Better to see him win than AJ Hinch. But yeah, I know Ben mentioned the cheating scandal. I think you kind of gotta put that to the side. You know, they're just a dominant team. You see guys like I cannot bring up his name enough. Jeremy Pena, Christian Javier, with the he was a huge credit to that combined no hitter. But a lot of respect, Ben. You know, they got it done. I also wanted to say as well, Marianne coming in, she said it's been freezing. Cam or anybody else, if you can let us know if it's freezing on your end as well. I just want to make sure everything's been going good. On my end right now, it looks pretty good looking at the stream, but feedback is important. But Ben made a very good point, and he was talking about maybe getting back Christian Vasquez. I know that Xander Bogaerts had opted out. And from what James has been telling me, from what Twitter's been telling me, it hasn't been looking too good for the Xander Bogaerts sweepstakes for the Red Sox. This is what happens, though. We've seen Aaron Judge unfollow the Yankees and yada, yada, yada. My gut says Bogaerts goes back. I want to say he goes back, but I'd love to see him in pinstripes. I doubt that happens. But I just want to also put this into picture here, too, before we move on. All of these people have opted out for the Yankees. Andrew Benintendi, Chad Green, Aroldis Chapman, Jamison Tyone, Miguel Castro, Matt Carpenter, Zach Britton, Marwin Gonzalez, and Aaron Judge, also followed by Anthony Rizzo, who we just sent a qualifying offer to. So take that as you please, but it's just one of those things where we could see a lot of swapping jerseys this offseason, Ben.
And don't scare me with that Bogaerts, Josh. Josh is trying to scare me right there. Bogaerts and pinstripes, but yeah, he's painting a harsh reality. It's not looking too good for the Bogaerts sweepstakes for the Red Sox. I think we all deep down knew we weren't going to be able to offer, what everyone else is able to offer. And, to be honest, his interest just might be somewhere else. And I know so we're just sold Liverpool. I think I forget what it was. I know some of the Red Sox are trying to free up some money, trying to get some of that. I think they sold their Liverpool share. Maybe that's trying to get some money for some of these free agent signings. Yeah, see, Josh, come on. I mean, that's to be honest. I know. Listen, I'm reaching right here, and that's what we got to do. I mean, they really put us in this tough position, really not paying anybody. We're seeing it kind of come to fruition right now and seeing the consequences. So not good. Not good looking at the future for Bogaerts here. Just keep Devers. That's the realistic thing for me. I can go off on these tangents about getting Vasquez, and I can sort of hype it up for Bogaerts a little better, trying to come back. But it's looking grim on those possibilities. But if they can just guarantee me one thing, let's just keep Devers. That's just sort of the foundation right there. I'm ready to move on from JD. I think we probably should trade him or something. I'm just spitballing right now. Obviously, there's probably some reasons why he wasn't traded, but I would like to see us, move on from him eventually, getting up there in age. But just keep Devers for me, and I'll be all right. I'll still tune in.
Fair. I think you got to keep at least one of those guys. Yeah. I think they end up finding a way to keep both, but it is intriguing, and you never know. I don't know who said this. It might have been you. I don't think it was James. Somebody said it. They were like, the Red Sox are always due for a wacky move. It's totally true. Looking back in the past, they've done that multiple times. Not signing Mookie Betts was kind of one of them. So we'll see what happens with them. Moving forward, though. Interesting time in Boston sports. We're going to start things off first with the Bruins, who are first in the conference. They had a bounce-back win against the Blues on the other night. However, they faltered to the Maple Leafs in a game where I was just completely. That was like the first Bruins game I really was locked into this year. Threw a little money on that game. However, it didn't really pan out for me. This is an interesting stretch for the Bruins, as I mentioned. They were able to kind of handle a lot of those games that we talked about last week, Ben. Tuesday, they beat the Penguins in overtime. They handled the Rangers. They lost to the Maple Leafs, but they also came back and they beat the Blues. So they've got a good game against the Calgary Flames Thursday. They got a couple days to kind of rest up. I like what I'm seeing out of the Bruins right now, Ben. 11-2. I will say one thing. Watching that Maple Leafs game, though, I don't want to dampen on them too much, but shoot the puck. Like, I feel like they cycle that puck way too much. They had a bunch of chances, especially towards the end of the game, and a huge critical power play moment. And then at the end of the game when they had, obviously, they took the goalie out, so they had more players on the ice. Just, they cycle that puck too much, rip some shots. Some's got to be bound to go in. But I will give the Maple Leafs the credit. Their goaltender played great. And one thing I do want to also mention as well, and Cam brought it up. I was thinking about it today too. I'm like, we have to talk about this on the show. Ben's like, I know where we're going. Cam saying, can we give this bonehead move of the century signing Miller? Maybe bonehead move of the century. I agree. At first, I didn't know the whole story at first. So I was kind of reluctant to kind of have an opinion on it. I honestly didn't know. I thought, I just heard it was like a bullying thing. I didn't know like the amount of it or how bad it was. It's really bad. And that is why he is no longer on the Bruins. That is why the NHL came out to say that he cannot join the team as well. Bad look for the Bruins. I know a lot of the players within the locker room didn't like that. Patrice Bergeron was kind of called to the stand on that. A lot of the guys in the locker room felt a little pushed to the side. It was just kind of a PR mess, Ben. It looks bad when you got your scouts. I was listening to 98.5 and they hit it on the head with this. I think it was Rich on Toucher, and Rich was saying, you've got to do your research. You got to do your due diligence. If this guy, you should know whether or not this guy's able to play. Check in with the NHL. Check in with somebody. Like, it's bad. It shouldn't have even got to that point. And it's one of those things as well. Rich brought up on the 98.5 as well. People are going to forget about this. The Bruins are going to continue to win games. But it's something that is unfortunate. The whole situation is unfortunate as well. And I think it's a really, really bad look on Mitchell Miller, I believe is his name, to not apologize until he was forced to, like, a week ago. Or he wasn't even forced to. I think it was just
it was court mandated.
So
it was a court mandated one, yeah.
So, yeah, just... They claim they did 6 to 9 months of due diligence. That's terrible. Clearly they didn't. So, just a bad look for the front office, who's made some pretty shaky decisions in the past. But Ben, just bad look for the Bruins with that one.
Yeah, it's just as Josh was mentioning too. They didn't know the full scope of this one as the details emerge. Sort of do more research on this, and it just stinks to see right now because the Bruins are playing so well. But this is one of the worst moves I've ever seen from the Bruins front office. As I've got some of these details going forward, Cam hit everything on the head. Some of that stuff, 6 to 9 months of research. I don't know how you don't see this story. I think everyone knows the sort of a story. I don't have to go into the details of what he actually did to this sort of the kid, the mentally disabled kid, his classmates. We don't really go into that stuff, but once you hear something like that, he's just got to be immediately pulled. And I'm all about second chances and whatever, but as Josh mentioned, he wasn't remorseful. I don't even think he attended I believe he had to eventually got to the court mandated apology, but I don't even think he got to the first session as sort of a half-hearted one. Everyone really could have seen that, and the family is still calling for more justice. So this is very bad look for the Bruins, and it could even, I know Don Sweeney and Cam Neely, it's not going to happen, but I mean, this could potentially be firing offense for one of them. I mean, I don't see how you let some of these guys go. I mean, this is just, I don't know how you let him go. I mean, the Coyotes cut him. There obviously was something wrong with that. And you claim to do this due diligence. Sweeney and Cam Neely have sort of come out, sort of blaming each other, going back and forth with that, saying we've done the research. It's just kind of he say, it's just kind of it's just getting bad, Josh. It was just pretty bad for it to get to this point, even have him on the roster with some of the details I've heard. So, like I said, it's probably not going to happen, but it just was brought to my attention. I give credit to the source. Jay Cunningham was talking to me and about this stuff, give me some of the details and everything. He brought up that point. Yeah, I mean, this is the closest thing to a firing offense that, to one of these guys can do. I mean, this is just a very bad look. It's going to kill us. And I hate to keep taking it from Josh, too, but I mean, Josh mentioned, we're going to do the winning. This story is going to go under the rug somewhat, but I don't think it's going to go too under the rug. I think it's going to stick with us for the rest of the season. It's just a very bad look for the Bruins. Bad look for Boston sports, who, we don't need any more. Just, we need all the help we can get sometimes. And this really just isn't doing us any favors with this one. So I'm looking at Cam Neely and Don Sweeney at this one very much.
And I couldn't agree with you anymore, Ben. I think the biggest thing for this is just, like as Cam mentioned, the lack of due diligence. And Cam, you made a good point as well. He came at me. Yeah. It really isn't even bullying at this point. It was torment. What happened. So it's just a situation where the Bruins are 11-2 right now. I hate to bring it there, but it's just, there was no need to even, they tried to be fancy, spice things up, let's bring in this kid who can help the team out. I think Cam hits it on the head with this one. This kid could be the next Wayne Gretzky. He could be the next Austin Matthews. He could be the next Connor McDavid for other Connor McDavid fans out there. It doesn't matter. The situation was horrible, way worse than I had even known. So it's just one of those things where maybe they do fire somebody within the front office, but as Ben mentioned, bad look. And the only way to move forward is for the Bruins to kind of, they're in this circle now. They've got to keep the lines of communication open with the family, I think. Because it definitely, as you mentioned, Ben, leaves a very distasteful, taste within a lot of people, whether you're in the hockey world or not. So moving forward, the Bruins have got to kind of, I hate to say this word, but kind of save face in a way, or save face is the wrong way, but, just kind of make sure that matters are okay, because it seemed to me like the Michael Millen, nobody had checked in on the situation other than, as you mentioned, the court-ordered thing that I didn't even know about that. I was just listening to the radio station to get a little bit more insight on it. I was talking about it a little bit this weekend. I didn't know too much, so I was kind of just like, it seems a little extreme, but I didn't know like the situation whatsoever at all. But yeah, terrible way for the Bruins to kind of get their name in the media. But other than that, I think the Bruins, they're first in the conference, and they've been pretty good. So, Cam saying the firing of front office depends on public reaction. It's unfortunate, but that's usually how it goes. I couldn't agree with you anymore, Ben. I know Cam Neely and Sweeney have been on the hot seat for other things as well that are more hockey related, but hopefully this is even worse. We'll see what the NHL does moving forward. But hopefully the Bruins can, on another note, hopefully the Bruins can kind of keep this momentum moving forward, Ben.
Oh, hopefully they can just, put this in the past. And like I said, the locker room was a little upset with it and everything. So hopefully this will smooth over that and just get back to the play, play on the ice and, just go forward with that. And like Cam said, hey, we just got to see the public reaction now. We just got to see what happens with the story, and then the firings will come in order with that. But if not, people get their jobs. But like Josh said, Cam Neely and Don Sweeney, they're a little on thin ice sometimes. But hopefully, it's a little wake up call to everybody in that front office, and just say, hey, let's just sharpen up. Let's just be a little better going forward, and just do actual due diligence.
Perfectly said, Ben. Um, Celtics, your Boston Celtics. I wanted to leave this up to Ben, but the Celtics last night, off of Jason Tatum's 39 points, were able to rattle off a very good road win against the Memphis Grizzlies, 109-106. Celtics, again, they've rattled off quite a few victories in a row here. This is what they're on a 3-game win streak since that last loss against the Cavs, which was rough last week. They got the Pistons, Nuggets, Pistons, and Thunder coming up within their next 4 games. Ben, they are 7-3. We are about an eighth of the way through this season, 10 games in. How good is this Celtics team?
Josh's Celtics team is very good. Best in the East right now. Just saying that. The Bucks are right there. Might be 1B, but I mean, I think we're the best when we're not even fully healthy yet either. So, but I'm just loving what we're seeing. We withstood that little run from Ja last night, so I'm just loving this team. Battling in these games and everything. But I think this team is just the best in the East. I think we haven't lost a step from last year. Only got better. This Brogdon addition really is showing out. I just love it. I mean, I just knew he was going to fit in here perfectly, and you're seeing it. We just need that type of point guard just to calm everything down, give us some, scoring. He can obviously step in as a starter, but he can go off the bench as well. So he can just give us that, give it a little solid, steady stream of scoring right there. Besides Brown and Tatum, smart. Everyone knows he's a little sporadic. He's a little out there sometimes with the scoring, but he's just been playing phenomenal. He gets his buckets. He knows the shots he can get, but the defense obviously is what we need from him and what we've been seeing from him, especially when you get games like that from Al last night. He was on fire. Everyone's starting to step up a little. No, Vonleh is still maybe still see a little more from him. Maybe we can explore that position a little more going forward. But I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Celtics team. Tatum and Brown are taking the reins, doing their thing, and everyone else is filling in their roles. It's perfect right now, Josh. Like I said, the Bucks a little scary me though. The Bucks are a little scary team right now, doing all this without Middleton. Still, Giannis is just a freak. We just got to figure out. Obviously, we've figured out to a degree how to stop him, but nobody really can stop him. But just looking at it so far very early, I'm very excited for the Celtics. I really don't see. Obviously, it's like I said, very early, but I mean, I see the Celtics and Bucks right now in the East. I really can't. No one else is jumping off to me right now. 76ers obviously having their problems. Besides pretty much Embiid's only a consistent guy. Harden gets his, but not really to that degree in Houston. The Heat have fallen off. Nets are the Nets, even though they're starting to climb back a little. Got a little nice win streak over there, but they're the Nets, so let's see if they can implode somehow. Actually, a team that I'm forgetting right now, a team that I really love, Josh. I want to bring him up. I want to see. I think he knows where I'm going with this. I think it's Cavaliers. I think the Cavs are a team to watch out for. They obviously gave us that tough test in overtime, got that one over us. I believe we took the game last time against them. I believe we might have even lost. Yeah. See, that's the Cavs are. I want to double check that. But the
They're
Cavs are a good team.
0-2.
0-2 against
Cavs,
them.
yeah.
Wow. See that? Never mind, Josh. See, they got a good recipe against us. I mean, they got their superstar now over there in Donovan Mitchell. Len Garland do his thing over there. Finally, they don't have to split between him and Sexton. See who the true point guard is. It's Garland. Let Donovan be a superstar. Evan Mobley's been just a force and just down there. Kevin Love's having a little rejuvenated year. The past couple of years, I should say, over there with nice little youthful squad that they got going over there. Karis LeVert too. I totally forgot. He's over there. They just got nice depth over there, and that team's. I felt a little disrespect. My bad, Cavs. I gotta give them a little more respect. I kind of disrespected them. I'm just saying it's us and the Bucks, but I gotta give a little credit to the Cavs too. I like what they got really over there on that team, and Donovan Mitchell. That guy is really good over there. Him and Garland. That's a scary 1-2 combo.
Agree with you anymore, Ben. That's just one of those teams that gives us fits. They've got a lot of depth, even with their centers. We talk about Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen as well. He's been unbelievable for me. Talk about Karis LeVert. Darius Garland, Mitchell, their guards are so deep. They're just a young, gritty team who's hanging around. They're 8-2 right now. The Bucks 9-1. They finally dropped a game, but I agree with you, Ben. Even the Hawks as well. They've kind of figured it out. Last year they really took a step back. I think this Celtics team is really good. I think that they are doing what they are supposed to be doing right now. You take a look at last year, they were under 500 to begin the season. This time they're getting off on the right track. A couple of games ago they were literally just 4-3, 4-2, kind of like, or 3-2. I think it was 3-2. At the time I'm like, damn, I kind of wanted them to be a little bit better than that. They've went on a pretty good win streak. They've won 3 in a row, put ourselves at 7-3 right now. So, I like what I'm seeing out of the Celtics. They've got a lot of depth. I know you've talked about Malcolm Brogdon, Sam Hauser. They finally got that shooter, just strictly shooter off the bench. I don't want to get too excited for him, but you look at his points. He's averaging a solid 6 points a game. Only getting 12 to 10 minutes a game. That's good. All we needed is a guy like that to come off the bench, get a couple 3-pointers, get us going. Derek White's been pretty solid, good facilitator. Malcolm Brogdon, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum all in the big three. You got Tatum averaging over 30 points right now. It's looking good for James's rookie of the year, MVP prediction for Jason Tatum. But Tatum and Brown just absolutely climbing up the leaderboard there. And getting good minutes out of Al Horford, Grant Williams, Marcus Smart, 11 points a game. I'm very excited to see how far the Celtics can take this into the season. My goal, my stress, my worry, I've always had this for the Celtics, same for the Bruins, any sport. I love the seeding. Seeding is really important for me, especially in basketball. You got 7-game series. You want to have more games at home. Last year they kind of had to go into Milwaukee a bunch of times. They had to go into Miami Heat because they started off on that slow start. This time, get off on the right-hand side of things. They're 7-3 right now, third in the conference. My goal, finish second in the conference. I like what the Cavs are doing. I think we're a better team, as Ben mentioned as well. We're still missing Rob Williams. We're still only 10 games into the season. Once we get Rob back, I want to finish at the very least second in the conference. I think there's a chance that you can reach first in the conference as well. We haven't really played the Bucks many times yet, if yet at all. We haven't even played the Bucks yet once. So we've got a lot of traction to be gained there. We got the Hawks coming up a little bit later. Heat a couple times. Nets. So take care. Do your job. The stupid, silly Bill Belichick saying, but at the end of the season, I want to see the Celtics at least in a top 2 seed, because to answer that question, I think that's how good this team is. They are at least capable of being a top 2 seed. I don't want to see 3. I want to see 2.
I like that, Josh. Yeah, let's try to capitalize. We got a couple games against a little lower tier competition. Listen, the Pistons got a nice young team over there, so the Thunder, but we've got to capitalize on these games and just keep it going forward. I'm looking forward to seeing this Nuggets game, Josh. That's a nice little Nuggets team over there in the West. Being up on the Lakers a couple times, being up on Rob's Lakers, I should say. Cam coming in. Do we see a Bruins Celtics parade this year? Listen, I'm hoping. I don't know. This is a pretty good shot for both of them. I was going to try to think of a team that I would lean more to right now, but the Celtics have the talent. They just, I think the conference is right for them right now. They're just, playing just the best, I think, basketball at the right time. And the Bruins sort of on their last run, with Bergeron and all these guys, Krejci coming back. So we've got that last run mentality, like we saw from Chara those years ago. So I'm stuck right now. I'd probably lean towards. I think we see more of a parade from the Bruins, Josh. I'm gonna put that one for Cam. Just for that last run mentality. But this is going to be a very good year for the black and gold and the green. Trust me.
I couldn't agree with you anymore. I think with the Bruins, too, we're missing our best defenseman, Charlie McAvoy. Lindholm's finally been cooking. That is a prime example of a team that is just firing on all cylinders. Look at that kid, AJ Greer. Who else? You got Brad Marchand's back. Looks like he hasn't even lost a step, which is huge. Patrice Bergeron as well, the captain. Thank God we brought him back. Pasternak, best player in the team. They're just rolling, Ben. Both goalies are killing it. I think Ullmark only has like one loss or two losses on the season. I think it's only one. He was like 8-0. Before that Maple Leafs game, I want to say. So I'm loving what I'm seeing out of the Bruins. I'm also loving what I'm seeing out of the Celtics. I think there's a good chance. Both teams should 100% be in the playoffs. And I know it's crazy, especially the Bruins. I want to come back here for the Bruins for a second. This is a team that, lost their head coach. Bergeron could have been gone. And it completely changed. They brought in a new head coach who had some question marks. But again, back to that second chance thing. He's been killing it. You bring in Krejci, he's been killing it. Lindholm's finally kind of turned things around. That AJ Greer kid who we sniped in the offseason has been unbelievable. So depth is huge for both these teams. To finish things off in the Celtics, I would love to see them have that second seed, Ben. That is my goal for them. First seed would be even better because, like you said, we are arguably the best team in the East. So maybe when Rob Williams comes back, we can have a little bit more of a jolt. But I'm liking what I'm seeing out of both these Boston teams. I think they're both legit and can both have some good playoff runs. So
Yeah, we're definitely loving that, Josh. I don't see it from the Patriots, but let's focus on the Celtics and Bruins, Josh, on those ones.
Hey, he brought me there. We are gonna get into. We got some time. We're gonna recap a little bit of last week. We had some wild stuff, Ben. We had Tom Brady basically what looked like on his last leg. They didn't want to go 3-6. If they went 3-6, Ben, things could have been looking really rough. However, he was able to kind of pull it out at the end of the game. Did his thing. This is just like what he does. Makes you think it's all done. And then he comes out, strikes a game winner. So the Bucks go to 4-5. They're top of their division somehow at 4-5. The Patriots just dominating. Matthew Judon looked unbelievable. Josh Uche as well. The Jets in a stunner, Ben. Chiefs look great as well. Packers, Aaron Rodgers, those 3 picks, unbelievable. Joe Mixon steals the show in Cincinnati. So much to kind of talk about here, but I think the big one that sticks out to me is the Buffalo Bills dropping a game, and there's Josh Allen rumors going around that he's got a UCL injury, very similar to Tommy John. Things could get very interesting in the AFC and the AFC East if Josh Allen is out.
Gosh, it's a pretty shocking one right there. A big injury concerns for the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, they think hopefully he can tough it out. I don't know. Tommy John, it's a pretty serious one. He was clutching that elbow at the end, but hey, I told everybody, watch out for the Jets. This isn't your normal Jets anymore. I've been saying it. I had the wrong prediction. I probably should have had them over the Bills instead of the Pats. The Pats just own them. I don't know. I don't know what Bill did to them, but the Jets just can't beat the Pats. Simple as that. But Jets, everyone else, Jets are showing out. They're shutting everybody down. Sauce Gardner is having an amazing year. The list of wide receivers he's had to shut down this year is incredible. It's a nice little tweet. I'm forgetting who was on it, but he is just having a phenomenal year. Probably rookie defensive player of the year for sure. The way things are going over there. And when Josh Allen goes down, Josh, that's big for Jets Nation and Pats Nation. Now you guys are all, hey, throw the Dolphins in there too. Maybe the Dolphins, I think, I'm all over the place with that one. That's a very good division right there, Josh. Now I start thinking about it. I didn't want to give credit to them, but that division's deep. I hate giving credit to the Patriots and everything, but they're definitely in it now, sort of with this Josh Allen injury news. But Dolphins are just electric on that offensive side. Tua back fully healthy. Listen, I know that was the Bears last week and everything. But listen, he's still got a show out there. What did you give him? Waddle and Hill? It's just ridiculous. Now they got Jeff Wilson over there too with Mostert. Guess what? That San Francisco running back committee that they had over there in San Fran or Mike McDaniel. So that offense is scaring me. I was going to anoint the Jets the division winner, With this, if this Allen injury is true and actually affects him and affects his playing time there. But I mean, the Dolphins are right there too. Dolphins are just legit. That defense, Bradley Chubb, that was a huge little um, sign over there. Jimmy, shout out to Jimmy for that Bears one. That was a close one. That was a close one right there. Was that you? Did I take the Bears? I forget who picked the Bears. Was that your upset?
I took the Bears, and I want to say one thing. He's clowning me for that. They almost got that win. They're a tough team that's been kind of figuring it out. They lost by 3 points, man. Whatever. It was an upset of the week.
No, hey, listen, I really like that one, Judge. I like what the Bears are doing. Like we mentioned in previous shows, they stockpiled all those draft picks. They got a ton now. Got Claypool, got Justin Fields a weapon, but he's not really using it. He almost ran for 200 yards on the ground. He was electric out there. That was awesome to see him out there. I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing from them. That offensive line is still bad, but it's manageable. It's holding up at some points, but obviously at some points it's not. So you're seeing Fields run out there a ton on mass these huge rushing yards games, but he's doing it right now, and he's looking electric out there. He's making plays. He's keeping them in games when they just basically trade away their whole defense. So it's kind of crazy that he's still keeping them in there. They're playing even more competitive than they did before. So yeah, shout out the Bears. But listen, that was a tough pick from Josh. Let's see, he can't snipe the Bears win like I did week 1. Josh, you can't do that right there, Jimmy. So we gotta cut him a little slack for that one. But hey, great point bringing up the Bears. That's a little fun team to watch over there, but AFC East, Josh, that is a big storyline right there. Up for grabs if this injury for Allen is serious. But I mean, hey, Tom Brady. I think I picked the Rams. Go back to one of my picks. I wish I could have flipped that. I should have took the Bucks. I should have known. I think they were 3-0 against Brady up until this point. You got to know Brady's going to take a game. Brady's not getting shut out. And listen, hey, you can't give them that much time. That's just a very bad mistake for the Rams. I don't know what you're doing, Henderson. You gotta get that first down. It's a fantasy team guy too, so trust me, I really am yelling at him for that. But you can't give Brady any seconds, any amount of time, because he shows you what he's gonna do.
And even just to go off your point as much, even throughout the whole game, he had struggled. Still can't give him enough time. Yeah, that Henderson one was huge. Another little key thing that I wanted to mention as well. I was dead wrong on the Saints. Completely wrong. I thought that maybe they were. I know Jameis Winston went down. Alvin Kamara has been wishy-washy, and Michael Thomas as well. But this team, I was dead wrong on. I thought they were going to be gritty. I was saying, these are decent odds for them to win the division. They always give the Bucs a hard time. Yada yada yada. Just dead wrong on that. Jarvis Landry has been terrible. That whole division is like really, really bad. But I was dead wrong on the Saints. I had to come in and say it, but just bad, terrible.
Jarvis Landry been injured too, Josh. So he's had a little tough one there too. Ever since going over there, that was one of my key pieces. I thought he was going to help him out. Him and Olave. Olave's been showing out. But you can only do so much with Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton, it was cool. A couple games, he's keeping them in it, but he just showed you what he truly is yesterday. That was a pretty bad performance, to say the least, against that Ravens team. And the Ravens looking legit over there. They got a nice little trade. We just talked about the Bears. Again, Roquan Smith is really solidifying that defense. Up the middle for them and stopping all the runs, and that's just going to help out the secondary. But Saints I'm just going to echo Josh too on that one. It could have been more wrong. Sorry, Zach, but I don't know. I mean, Michael Thomas, is he ever going to play again? I just don't even know what he's doing. Jameis, I'm still kind of confused with the Jameis injury. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, maybe Zach could come in here and tell us what's actually wrong with him. But I thought he was going to come back a couple weeks ago, said it on the fantasy app, and he still hasn't been back. So that's just affected everybody. But a little weird division, as Josh touched on too. I mean, Bucks just got there, but I think they're tied. They're technically the division leader, but tied with the Falcons, 4-5, both of them. So a little tight race, but it's a weird team. That division, that tight end, that just everyone's just so bad over there. The Panthers are still in it, Josh. That's very bad.
Yeah, they got a big showdown coming up
Yeah.
this Thursday against,
Thursday
I
night.
believe that's against the Falcons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and the
Oh yeah.
Falcons are 4-5 as well. Hey, I said this last week. They are a team that plays in every football game. Like they are very competitive team. I've been very impressed with them. I counted them completely out earlier. I was making fun of them. They're still got that Falcon to them where they're going to blow games. But yeah, this is going to be a tough one for Thursday Night Football. But yeah, Ben, as you mentioned before we get to some of our picks, just weird division, weird times. You got to think the Bucks turn it around. This is a big game for them against the 6-3 Seahawks, which I feel like have to come back down to reality at some point. But they just hit in the draft. Shout out Kenneth Walker. I know they got a couple other studs on defense as well. They got a solid offense going there with like Metcalf, Marquise Goodwin, Tyler Lockett. Geno Smith, the resurgence of Geno Smith has been fun to watch for some, so that will be an interesting game. But Ben, yeah, that division is just bad division, weird time. The NFC is kind of wide open. I know the Eagles have kind of ran away with it, but other than them, it really is open, I'd say.
Cowboys right up there. Yeah, Nick DeVos is coming in too. We'll touch back on that one. I forgot to mention it. I don't know what my prediction for the Bruins were before the season. I didn't think it was that bad. I forgot to mention that one. I thought I had them pretty decent. We'll check back at that one. I'll try to remember what my prediction was for them. But yeah, hey, the Steelers were in that one. Be great in the NFC South. We'd still be a couple games back. I think it's just time to forget about this season for us. Let's focus on draft pick. Obviously, still going to watch, still going to cheer, but it's looking pretty rough for the Steelers right now. We just need a lot of pieces. Maybe let's keep TJ Watt until he's fully healthy. I don't want to rush him back to all this. So we'll see. We got a nice little Saints. We got the Saints, talking about the Saints this whole time. We got the Saints coming into town. So hopefully get a bounce back game with them. But it's tough, Josh. It's tough right there for us. But like you said, shout out to Seahawks. The Seahawks doing crazy things. Noah Fant and Shelby Harris. I mean, part of that Russell Wilson trade. Noah Fant's having some solid production. You were just mentioning some studs on the defensive side. Shelby Harris has been one of them. He's been huge for them clogging up the middle. And I got a couple sacks last game too. So those pieces right there are doing some doing more than Russell Wilson. I'll say that for them over there in Denver. So Seattle's very happy with that, and just happy for Geno Smith doing his thing over there.
I couldn't agree with Cam anymore, and you as well. It's nice to see a team like the Seahawks. The Deontay's got to figure it out, Ben. We can get. I'll let Ben dive a little bit more into it when he gets into his game predictions for this. This is a weird game. You got Zach going head to head with Ben and Cody. The 3-6 Seattle. The 3-6. Let me retry that. New Orleans Saints going into Pittsburgh to play the 2-6 Steelers. Who I know Ben. He probably wants a loss here. He wants a better draft pick. I know he's been kind of big on that. I think the Steelers figure it out. At home, that's a tough place to play. The Saints have been an absolute just as bad. I think there's more positivity maybe going into this game if you're a Steelers fan, I guess. I mean, I guess the only thing you can say for a Saints fan is you're in the division, but at least the Steelers, the Saints offense is abysmal. I know Jarvis Landry's banged out. Marcus Callaway has been a shell of himself. You just lost Michael Thomas. Kamara's going through hiccups. They don't even know what the hell is going on for their quarterback. I think the Steelers win this one 17-13. I don't know. Hopefully that echo can go away. I can figure that out in a second. But I'll say the Steelers win 17-13.
Yeah, I really don't want to win, as Josh mentioned. Listen, I need a draft pick. I don't care. Call me whatever you want, but that's the only way you get better in this league. You're gonna get a good draft pick. You kind of build. I think we win this one. Saints are just even in a worse place than us right now. Deontay, like I said, Cam, I can't guarantee you anything. This quarterback play is just all over the place. Like I said, hopefully Claypool gone to get those targets back to Deontay, but hopefully he can catch them. Yeah, Colin coming here. Hey, good game, Colin. Beat him in fantasy. So I always take Colin. That was a big win for me. Big win for me in fantasy. So staving off some bad consequences for me. I'm still in second to last, but it was a big win. So thank you to Lamar Jackson and everybody for chilling out last night. But as I digress, Steelers, I think they win this one. Saints are just in a worse position than us. Coming at home, it's a very tough stadium. Acrisure, come on. Heinz Field is very tough. You know, it's just honestly, we're just both poor right now. It's just who's worse right now, and I think the Saints are just honestly worse at the moment right now. Uh, I think Deontay will have a decent game. I honestly don't even care. Yeah, listen, but to be honest, I'm getting a little big vibes from George Pickens. I think Kenny Pickett, him got a little rapport going. So I think we're gonna see a little bit of that. Maybe Najee can actually run for a first down, and get some yardage. But it's just looking rough. Hopefully they can muster up something. It was nice having the bye week. Hopefully we got a little healthier. But don't rush TJ back, and let's just go up there with what we got.
I think you said it perfectly with both teams kind of just being in a similar situation. Hopefully the echo is fixed. I don't know what's been going on my end. So hopefully my microphone's loud enough. There's no echo. Patriots are not playing this week, so we're gonna go to the Cowboys, 6-2, traveling into Green Bay to play the 3-6 Packers, who are on a 3-game losing streak. Cowboys are 5-point favorites in this one. I'm just gonna rattle off two birds with one stone. I got a bad feeling about this game. A really, really bad feeling. I was talking to James today. I was talking to a couple other people. Oh, come on, no excuses. You got to win this game. I agree, but I view this as a trap game. The Packers have owned us. I hate to say it, but my bad gut feeling is taken over. I like the Packers in this one. Upset of the week, if you want to count it as that. So there's the two birds with one stone. I'm going to say Packers win 27-24. Aaron Rodgers figures it out. Weird situation for the Cowboys. They can't get the running game going on the road. I hope I'm wrong. I really, really hope I'm wrong. But I have a bad feeling about this game. I don't know what it is, but it has trap written all over it. I believe the Cowboys are they're on a 2-game win streak. I don't know. Something's too good to be true. They got the Packers, then they play the Vikings, then they play the Giants. So those are 3 teams on paper who are very well. I mean, their standings on paper are good, but I don't know, Ben. I got a bad feeling about this one. I'm gonna say Packers win in Lambeau.
Packers win in Lambeau. I mean, listen, I can see it. I can see it, but I'm not taking it. I'm taking my Cowboys. Not my Cowboys, but it'll be my Cowboys for this week. I'll take them. The Packers they're just awful. Another team in disarray. Josh got into it too, and sort of just that week, the week recap. I mean, 3 picks, all in the red zone too, with the 25 yards of them, red zone territory. You never seen that from him. Stephen A. said it, but I like it. Actually, I don't think it was Stephen A. Maybe it was Dan Orlovsky. Somebody said it was the worst game of his career. Aaron Rodgers. It's definitely up there. I can't remember the last time the Lions beating the Packers like that. It was an abysmal performance from them. Lambeau, that's cool and everything, but Romeo Dobbs just went down. Christian Watson's hurt again. Sammy Watkins being your number one isn't going to cut it, especially when you got that secondary of the Cowboys and just overall defense of the Cowboys. Lambeau just scares me a little, but I think this Packers offense is too banged up, and that defense isn't just ready yet. They spent all those draft picks on the defense, and it takes a couple of years for those guys sometimes, and they've been playing well, but asking a lot out of that defense very early on. So you're not going to get the results you want from that. I got the Cowboys winning this one. I think pretty handily. Uh, it's just sorry Rogers and Brady, but Brady's got a little better. Mike Evans got to start catching the ball, but Rogers really has no weapons. It's tough to see, and it's taking an effect on him finally. I would love to see Devontae back there. I would love to see Devontae, and they're showing you how important he was to him.
They lose this game, they're done. They'd be three and
Oh
seven,
yeah,
by the way. So I just
yeah.
want to throw that one out there. That's an interesting one, Ben. I for sure thought that
Lazard
they.
stinks. Sorry, Josh. Lazard too. I forgot about that call. If you bring it up, Alan Lazard, that's a good weapon for him, but just coming back off injury, you got to ease him in, and still, it's Alan Lazard. So I mean, he can only go so far. Collins just thinking a little bit of fantasy, but we got to think a little real
I
life right
have him.
now. Yeah, no, he's great in fantasy. I wish I had him in fantasy, but I mean, like I said, Sammy Watkins, Alan Lazard being your number ones isn't going to get it done, especially against a team like the Cowboys.
I hope you're right. I hope we go 7-2. That'd be huge. Uh, my lock of the week. I thought it's a fairly easy one. They're at home. They're rolling. They've got the best quarterback in the league. The 6-2 Chiefs are going to wipe the floor with the Jaguars. I liked the Jaguars story coming into this. A couple games into the season, I thought maybe they have a chance to win the division. I could be dead wrong. I'm probably dead wrong with that. The Titans have flipped the switch a little bit. Colts even have a better record, even though they are complete disaster. I like the Chiefs to win this one handedly, as Ben mentioned. I'm going to say by like 14 plus. I like the Chiefs to win 31-14. No, I'll go 31-10. The Jags just aren't ready. They're taking some steps in the right direction, but they still don't really have that number one receiver. They're starting to figure out Travis Etienne, whatever. But the
He's
Chiefs are just too dominant at home. This is my lock of the week.
yeah, I mean Travis showing out those Clemson guys, stacking it up. Some points for fantasy. Travis Etienne, he's doing well over there. So he's emerging. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him. But yeah, actually, like Josh mentioned, it's the Chiefs right now. I mean that Titans game I think proved it more so. I know Allen's got the injury, but I've been saying this take all year. I've been an Allen guy all these years, but I finally switched this year to Mahomes. I said he's the best in the business. He's the best in the NFL, and I think he just proved it again against that Tennessee game. I mean, 68 passes and just putting that game on his back. Just rushing for that again, that 2-point conversion. Just doing everything for them down that stretch. When the run game wasn't clicking, should they run the ball a little more? Maybe, but you got Patrick Mahomes, you can throw that many times and just forget about the run game like that. You don't need a sort of balanced attack like that. And you saw him just put that team on his shoulder. Losing a guy like Tyreek Hill, having all these other guys replace him. I know we got a ton of weapons over there, but Tyreek Hill is special. You're seeing what he's doing over on Miami and losing that guy and not missing a beat. It shows you something about Patrick Mahomes. So I got to give credit to Patrick Mahomes on that one. And just, yeah, Josh, that's a good lock, right? Easy lock right there. I mean, the Jags. Shout out to them for coming back and being the Raiders, but that's the theme of the show. Just teams in disarray. They are just probably the bottom of the barrel right there. They are just looking very bad. I don't know what's going on. How many? I don't know if it was just. I think it's 15 plus leads. They've already blown like 15 plus leads this season. They had it against the Jags, 17-0. 20-0, I believe. Against the Chiefs, they were up 17-0. Their opener, they were up. They just can't close out games. Derek Carr looking really bad at times. So give this a shout out. So I just want to give a little shout out to Patrick Mahomes and everything. So I'm going to go not quarterback at his level, but he's making some accurate throws for my lock of the week. Danny Dimes and the New York Giants playing the Texans. Listen, it was a cool little story over there. Damian Pierce, it's a nice little guy over there, nice little running back. But I like Davis Mills too. He was cool for a couple games. He's always cool for a couple games in the season, but he's just not the answer. And this Giants defense just get him alive. I know Xavier McKinley just got hurt. ATV accident. I always doing that. That's a bad look for him on that side. He's out a couple weeks. That's a big piece of that Giants defense, but this won't hurt him in this game. I think the Giants will be fine in this one for a nice easy lock. Josh on that one. I'll just bang out my the upset I got for my upset, Josh. I just want to make sure I'm saying this one. I got the Broncos. I know I kind of yelled at them a little earlier for Russell Wilson, but I mean, listen, you got to give Gino and the Seahawks their credit. They're balling out over there. Noah Fant and Shelby Harris doing their thing. Kind of just trade pieces to the side in that Russell Wilson trade. They're showing their worth more so. So shout out to them over there in Seattle. But I got the Broncos over the Titans. I don't know what's going on with Malik Willis. I don't know if they just don't trust him to throw it, but I think it's just going to eventually catch up to him with that. He just can't run the ball with Derrick Henry all the time. I know the Broncos just traded Chubb, but they got some decent linebackers over there. Still got Surtain, so the pass game is legitimately going to be cut out. Surtain will take that away. Good secondary, so just load up the box, try to take away Derrick Henry with that, and I think the Broncos are just scrapping for bits right now. They're just they need some wins. They're going to be hungry. They're going to be aggressive. I got to point out the upset. I think people will look at Tennessee, nice little bounce back week for them after this little Chiefs loss where they controlled pretty much the whole game, just lost at the end. But I got them going two games skid for them right now. So I got the Broncos in there. Colin coming in here. Titans are his lock, and we'll see. We'll see about that. We can talk about that next week.
It's so funny because before the season started, James had said that the Titans, you could count on it, they wouldn't win over 8.5 games. It's looking like it could be close to that. They're probably going to win that division. It could be 9 wins. It could be 8 wins. If they win this game, they're 2 wins away from being 8, or 3 games away from winning that, proving James wrong in that bet. Excuse me. But I don't hate this one. I know that the Titans' offense, besides Derrick Henry, has been complete disarray, as you mentioned. Robert Woods has just not been able to figure it out. They got Chris Conley. That's just not working out. I don't mind that one at all. I still think I like the Titans to win that one, but I guess the Broncos win the quarterback battle by a little bit of a margin. So I don't hate that. Broncos really need some wins as well, as you mentioned, and there's always going to be some upsets during the week. I wanted to, while we have a couple minutes, look at one of the games that really intrigued me. Which one was it? Vikings Bills. 7-1 Vikings versus the 6-2 Bills. Vikings are rolling, Ben. A lot of people think that this is a fluke or not a fluke, but they could be a team that goes out within the first or second round. They're only 1 game behind Philly right now. They're running away with that division. That's looking like it's almost ready to be locked up. This is a good game. I mean, Josh Allen's out for the week, or has been limited for the week, excuse me. He could be out for this game. My feeling is I have the Bills if Josh Allen plays, even if he's not fully 100%. I can't really bet much against them. I don't see them losing 2 games in a row. But this is an interesting stretch here for the Bills because they need this one. You don't want to go 6-3. They drop this game. They're right in it with the Jets and the Patriots. So take it as you please, but a couple other good games as well. You got the Seahawks, Buccaneers, as I mentioned. Cardinals, Rams, Chargers, 49ers, some good ones. But that I just had to kind of highlight that Vikings versus.
I got the Vikings, Josh. I got the
Do
Vikings
you?
in that
Okay.
one. Oh yeah, watch out for that one. Listen, I'm liking Kirk Cousins over there, vibing with the team on that jet. Listen, everyone's getting around in Kirk. I mean, Dalvin's healthy. Thielen's still playing healthy, and Justin Jefferson, like you mentioned, that's your guy over there.
100%.
He's one of the best. He's gonna be a top 3. He's already top 3, if not the best wide receiver out there. He just makes some of these incredible catches. He's just the best out there. I love Justin Jefferson, seeing him play. So I mean, listen, I got the Vikes in this one, even if Josh Allen plays.
Wow, I like that. Ben coming out. There we go, Colin Holmes. Bills lose this weekend. Pats win division. That's funny. We are wrapping up here. Just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. I'm gonna leave it on this note. I hope the Cowboys prove me wrong. And when I say like prove me wrong, like I don't mean like that. Oh my god, this is like such a huge win. I just think that the Packers have always gave us fits. They've lost 3 games in a row. Something's got to give, but hopefully Ben's right and I was just completely wrong. But yeah, let's go Cowboys. And Yankees, make some moves in this offseason. What the hell?
Hey, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Don't put Bogarts in pinstripes, Josh. But hopefully both of our teams can make some moves. Even though I don't say that, I say that begrudgingly for the Yankees, but I expect them to make some moves out there. Steelers, just put your best foot out there, put your best effort out there. Let's try to just do something like that. Pat, enjoy that nice week off. Collins got chill with that division race, even though they're still in it and everything. Like we were mentioning, that Allen injury brings everybody into the fold in that AFC East. And with this one, go Cowboys! Come on.